We're talking about Proposition 1, and we're discussing the Metro cuts, and we have two teams debating whether we should actually follow through with the cuts and say no to Proposition 1, or we should continue funding Metro with the new taxes that will take in effect after Proposition 1. And anybody want to start with this debate? Yes? No? Your respect. Like, I'm your CEO. Okay, I'm just kidding.
No.
Anyway, this is team 1 supporting. This is opposing. Let's go. You guys want to start first?
No.
You guys want to start first? Please.
Okay, so I will just state something. So pretty much, well, you know how like our region, which is defined by the King, Kitsap, Pierce, and Snohomish County, that's like the Puget Sound area, there's like a huge population rise. Like slowly we are increasing, but we're actually picking up. So by the Puget Sound Regional Council is forecasting a 32% population rise by 2040. And that's going to mean a lot of people, a lot of cars, and just like people going up and down all over the place. So if we were to cut like Metro now, like wouldn't that affect like not only ourselves today, but like the people who are going to come and live here and create their lives here as well, making it harder for them to move and just like, I don't know, decreasing the standards of like Seattle's transportation?
And time.
I'd like to first point out that the conversation today isn't about cutting Metro, it's about increasing funding to Metro, which we believe is the wrong move to do. The thing about population increasing in the greater Seattle area is that consistently over the last 3 decades, ridership of the bus has been at 10%. So regardless of how many people are living in Seattle and beyond, it's always been 10% of people riding a bus, and then it's been like over 70% of people driving in cars, and then like 14% of people doing some other mode of transportation, whether it's bikes, stuff of that nature. So when we talk about whether or not it's okay to like disregard the next generation of people, I don't think the next generation of people is going to use the bus that often. Right now we have a record number of people using the bus, and we're not utilizing the money they're giving us in a way. The management of the Seattle bus system is going like this, but prices is going like this. What they need to do is manage their finances better so they don't have to go back to taxpayers and increase the sales tax and make a $60 jump on ticket tax. Yeah.
Time.
However, I'm here reading that it's actually $40 now, and it will increase $20 to $60. And it says here, Prop 1 would raise sales tax by 0.1% and require vehicle owners to pay a $60 annual fee for car tax, which is $20 more than what we pay now. So either way, we were going to pay for car tax, and if we just pay like $20 extra, like that's gonna not just improve like it's not like this, the funding isn't just gonna be used for Metro directly, it's also just gonna be used for our roads where the Metro rides on, and it's a known fact that Seattle roads aren't like in the best condition. They're not known for being very, having the best condition right now. So like not only will it be helping the buses, but it will be helping the cars that not only the buses use, but that everyone uses, right? So why not fund it?
Also, you said that in the next generation might not be using the bus that much, but I think I disagree with that. I think they will be using it because the cars and the gas is becoming more expensive, and there are more people coming and living here, and just too much cars. And I think people use the bus a lot, especially for college students. It's much cheaper than paying for gas, and they all use the bus. A lot of people will use the bus.
If you cut funding, you cut bus routes and you cut times. And that's going to be an issue because people work late, people have school functions and stuff that they still have to go to, and they might not have enough money to have a car or even have enough money to have gas for a car. A bus is actually more cost efficient for people like that. And if you have times where you can't go later, it's not even safe for people that are younger that need to go to functions, events. You still want younger people to be safe. And
So the money that would be going towards Prop 1, we can use it on the highways. We can use it to help the city in different ways. My question, though, is why does Seattle Metro need more funding when the suspected revenue is going to be increasing for 2014 than it already has because of the increased sales tax we're seeing?
Anybody want to respond, or Claudia, do you want to add?
I can add to this. From before, there was something like this happening before for King County, and it's for increasing by 0.2% to the bus for them to be funded more. And they promised 575,000 more hours of bus service over 6 years, and that did not happen. They only did 203 hours of the new bus service, so they didn't even
3,000.
yes, 1,000 for the bus service. So they didn't even keep their promise. So how do you know that they're going to do that again?
Wait, I don't understand. What did you just say? No, like clarify. I know what you said, but
Okay,
it didn't
so
make sense.
what they promised is more hours committed to people for driving back and forth for bus schedules, and they didn't do their promise. So it was even less hours than they gave. It was even like less than half
By
what they
more hours,
promised.
assuming
But more hours includes
more
Yes.
intervals, like the bus comes
Yes.
in every 30 minutes, and then sometimes 1 hour. Is that what you're talking about?
As well as the Rapid Ride. Rapid Ride was supposed to be suspected to go in a circuit like that's much quicker than just Seattle Metro, and a lot of funding has been put into Rapid Ride. And as a city, we haven't really seen a lot of throughput on that because Rapid Ride is still being constructed around the city, and there's still a lot of areas that aren't available by Rapid Riders. And the timing of Rapid Ride isn't much different from Seattle Metro buses at all. So it's really interesting to see the promises that Seattle Metro makes to our city and then fails to follow through on them, as well as the fact that this Prop 1 will be helping out Seattle specifically, and not so much the south end or the people that live on the east side of Seattle, where Seattle Metro doesn't really get towards that far out. So it would really be creating a system where the entire state has an increased tax just to help inner-city Seattle buses. So my question is, why should the entire state of Washington have to put money towards something that they don't even use?
I just want to pose a question. Is
Yeah.
it fair for Ballard and all those areas having faster service than people like you're saying the south end? Yes, they get their service. Yes, the buses do come. But do they come at the time intervals that you want them to, or they should be, to create some type of balance or fairness between all areas of Seattle? I think that's what Shane was trying to get at.
Yeah, well, I feel like those areas could definitely be improved. They're not known for their timeliness at all. I've waited for a 10-minute bus that like supposedly came every 10 minutes, and I ended up waiting 25 minutes in the cold rain because I didn't even have a proper shelter. So yeah, that was great. And like, it's we're definitely concentrating in like the downtown central district area, but you don't realize that King County Metro is all of King County, including all those like suburban areas that it's also supposed to serve, but it doesn't have the same quality of service. And like, I know people do use it. Like, those buses are always packed and they're always dirty. And I know that if we were to have like more like if the funding was like cut or whatnot, like some form of funding was taken away, I know that would only get worse because they're just like concentrating where there's the most users of Metro, not necessarily having everyone equal like good service or overall in King County.
And one other thing about economy, if you have people moving, if you have people getting to work, people getting to do what they need to do, then you're gonna help the economy because people are gonna be able to work, get to work, obtain money, and buy things. So that's gonna boost the economy.
So I think that the main thing that our group is really trying to push is that we're not anti-bus at all. We're not anti-bus. We think it's a great thing to have a big bus system in Washington State and in the Seattle area. We think it's very great that buses help improve the environment and help low-income people get to the places they need to go, and help business people not have to go out and buy a car that they don't need and pollute the earth a little bit more. What we're saying is we don't think that the King County Metro needs more funding. In the past, they've gotten funding and they've misused it, as he pointed out. We don't need to keep subsidizing and keep raising sales tax every single time they say that they have a funding gap. And then they're just going to keep having funding gaps, and we're just going to keep raising sales tax, even though we have one of the highest sales taxes in the nation. What we're simply saying is that instead of saying, oh, vote for Proposition 1, or we're going to cut all these routes from Seattle Public Metro, we want them to look at themselves, look at where they're spending their money, and just readjust it so that the record number of people using Seattle Metro right now, the money that they use to ride the bus will make it so that they don't need our taxpayer money to run the bus system. You don't need to raise sales tax raise tabs to $60 to run the bus system. All you need to do is realign your management, cut some spending here, cut some spending there, and everybody can get on the bus for a nice for a nice price and get to their job or wherever they need to go. That's all we're trying to say. So vote no.
One of the last statements I really want to point out is that, like, the people who use the metro, like, yeah, you say, like, the low-income mom may not be able to afford that $60 tab fee, you know? However, how many low-income moms actually have a car? They usually use metro, and it's usually the people who are from lower-income backgrounds that use it as well. And just addressing the misusing the money issue, I know for a fact that the Metro has cut $726 million from their budget since 2009. So they have been trimming the fat. They have been trying to, like, find new creative ways to, like, spend their money more wisely. However, they are in a need of, like, more money and just being able to offer the same services for, like, the disabled, for people who can't use cars, or people who can't buy cars and whatnot, or just, like, maintain a car. So yeah, it's everyone from different backgrounds uses it. So it may be, yeah, it might be like that fancy business executive down to, like, the low-income mother that uses it as well. And the fact that Metro has been trying to cut how much money they've been using really shows how much they're trying to do, and they need a little more help this time around. So I feel like, yeah, that's how it should be done.